Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have another really big warning over here because once again, we're now seeing people going and baiting and utilizing the PlayStation 5 to basically find unexpected targets and while ruining their absolute day. Now, as you guys probably know, when it comes to especially the scalping era when it comes to consoles, the Xbox, PlayStation, GPUs, there was a really big influx of a lot of folks out there that would be utilizing either cheap prices or just at certain points, honestly, just the normal price because it was a very hot commodity to go lure people in and essentially either rob them, harass them, or try to steal from them when it comes to money as a whole. And while I was kind of hoping that human nature and people in general would stop this horrible practice, sadly it doesn't seem like it will, because right now we're seeing even brand new instances in a lot more as well, where people are utilizing very, very cheap consoles and people reselling stuff to have a chance to maybe get a deal, and when they see that deal, they're actually ending up getting jumped and hurt and basically getting robbed. And I want to just remind folks to always be careful and as well kind of give you guys a pretty traumatic story that happened as of right this second. So make sure you guys are subscribed if you guys want to with the notifications on. We do have the Twitter and Twitch room down below, and make sure you guys are please be very, very careful. So as I've always mentioned throughout these videos, especially in the height of these restocking eras, if you guys ever want to sell something, and not even only consoles or GPUs or whatever it might be, couches, whatever it might be, I don't know, a cow, a cats, whatever, please always make sure you guys are careful. Either do it at a bank or more preferably do it at a local police station. A lot of police stations will typically have drop-off zones. We have a chance to pull into an actual parking lot. You have a chance to go and have cameras recording everything, cops literally being 3 feet away, and that usually deters a lot of this action from happening because most people do not want to commit crimes quite literally on police property. That's a pretty easy logical thing to note, and typically that kind of cuts down any type of stealing or issues or robberies or being hurt quite a bit. But right now we actually are seeing even more bad news where consoles are getting once again utilized more so as bait for people to go and get robbed. So a teen advertised a PlayStation 5 on Facebook and then robbed the Bergen County buyer from officials. Now we've been seeing this kind of still, crazy enough, happening everywhere, where even GameStops are still being robbed, individual people on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and OfferUp, and all these other things. So there's always a big reminder if you're selling stuff in the future. I sometimes do see the occasional hey, I'm old, I don't want my console anymore, my kids have bad grades, we're getting rid of it, whatever it might be, just please always be careful. But a Hudson County teen has been accused of robbing victims who answered a Facebook Marketplace ad for selling a PlayStation 5. So a big thing on this is also a lot of these messages will either be hey, bring cash. I'm only accepting cash money. They have a selling point of hey, I was on Cash App one time and I lost the money. I was using let's say a check and the check bounced. Whatever it might be. There's a lot of various individual issues of why they would try to go and say cash only. But the issue is even if they don't even maybe potentially have the product for a PlayStation, whether it's a box, whether they're just using the same one and just basically scamming 30 people, at that point, it's worth it to spend the $50 or $500. I get it. It's bad. Just please be careful. So right now, a Hudson County teenager has been accused of robbing these county victims who answered Facebook ads. And then a Hudson County teenager stands accused of, I've just read this 3 times, a Bergen County victim who answered a Facebook ad to buy a PlayStation 5 and then hitting him with their vehicle itself. I don't really know how to put my make a little bit smaller. But this is some crazy stuff over here. So investigators are saying that the teen may be the perpetrator in other similar crimes. Yasin G. Rahi, who is 18, of Bayan, was charged Thursday, April 4th, so only just this past week, so the news is coming out now, with robbery, aggravated assault, and leaving the scene of an accident resulting in serious bodily injury, endangering an injured victim, and theft by unlawful taking, said the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office. So basically, there's some crazy stuff going on. We're seeing some people loading in their cars, taking money from people, driving off, and when people start chasing after you or whatever it might be, backing a car up to people or running people over. It's very scary. Well, number one, people can get very seriously hurt very quickly, but number two, you don't want to get robbed. You don't want to lose the money. I wouldn't want to lose the money itself. So prosecutors said that on Wednesday, March 20th of 2024, at approximately around 5 p.m., the Mon Che Police Department responded to Avenue C in Munchi for a reported hit and run. Police found a 22-year-old victim with serious bodily injuries who was struck by a vehicle allegedly driven by someone who'd robbed the victim during a prearranged Facebook Marketplace transaction. prosecutors said. So basically, this guy is 22 years old, just trying to go get a console, and they probably, I think from when I read through the article, I think it was like $275. So this is more of like, hey, I'm selling my PlayStation 5. It's up on sale. It's used. I'm 18. I'm going to college. I don't need it anymore. I got bad grades. I got to sell it. Hey, I accidentally got two. My buddy died. I don't, whatever might have happened, like their sob story or their Facebook Marketplace mention. And that's a big deal, like, just like, because people want to get that deal. I'm in the same boat. If I was looking, I was seeing $350, $400 used PS5s. Normal ones are $500. I would most likely be like, all right, like, I'm trying to save some money. I'm 18, 22, just got out of college, in college, student loans, don't have a job yet. Whatever excuse. Like, I get it. Like, people want to get a deal. And then they go and they're like, they show up, they have the money cash, and then they get robbed. Like, it's horrible. They're basically almost trying to also pry on someone. I don't want to say desperate, but like somewhat desperate people too as well. The victim had met with the suspect in order to buy a PlayStation 5 console, and they and the prosecutor's office then identified a pattern of unsolved Facebook Marketplace robberies in North Jersey that involves fictitious Facebook accounts selling PlayStation 5 video game consoles. So not only is it like you're probably going to get robbed, they might even have like a fake profile picture of like a girl, a random guy, like that looks nice, whatever, and then they have 5 different people showing up that are no one on these Facebook accounts. These accounts maybe have no friends, but they're only on the marketplace. So I mean, if you're just trying to buy stuff, you're not gonna, maybe you have the profile private, you don't know how many friends someone has, like you can't like double check to see. Really, I haven't really used Facebook as much in the past 15 years, but like it's kind of one of those things where they can hide their profiles or do a fake picture. So even if they do get robbed, you have like Martha Stewart over here who's selling you a PlayStation, and then when you have to do a police report, you don't know, like maybe they're wearing masks, maybe they're wearing like big hoodies, maybe it's 5 people, so it's hard to even get a proper detail, and or maybe you're just afraid and can't even remember because you're running for your life or scared with like a knife or whatever it might be, and that's understandable. Like, it's just a lot of stuff happening all at once. So according to prosecutors, the user of these Facebook accounts would advertise a sale of the video game system and arrange a meeting. When it came time for the in-person transaction, the suspect would rob the victims of the money intended for the purchase of the video game console. Multiple law enforcement agencies in North Jersey investigated and identified Rahi as the person who robbed the Moon Achi victims of $275. Now, I'm not sure if just how these people, like how their lives worked out, but I would not be robbing people. I mean, $275 is a lot, I guess, but at the same time, if you guys work normal jobs, it's not really that much. Like, the time to go orchestrate this stuff, show up the place, spend the money on the gas, risk of being like really like, robbed. No joke, I'd rather just get a normal job. Like, some jobs, at least in Illinois, are paying like a good solid like $18 an hour. And while they may not be the best situation having to work, I'd rather go work like 3 days and then go and get paid that money rather than have a risk to go to jail, which they are on going to jail right now. And if you're 18, you do have a pretty good chance of being trialed as an adult, especially if it's an ongoing long-term issue with multiple different types of like calls like this. Like, it has happened to multiple people. It's rough to see it. He was arrested in Bayonne on April 4th by detectives from the Bergen County's prosecutor's office, the Moonshape Police Department, and Ridgefield Park Police Department, and the Guttenberg Police Department, prosecutors said. He was charged with the above-mentioned crimes and given several motor vehicle summons, as well. So Rahi was taken to the Bergen County Jail and is awaiting a detention hearing. Prosecutors said the investigation continues, and additional charges are expected to be filed in a coordination with partner agencies for the robberies that occurred in other jurisdictions. So basically being like, hey, this has been like in a lot of different areas. You go on Facebook and you get anyone you can, and as all this is ongoing, like you get people like in one county, then the county next door, and the other county next door, and then one county basically gets them arrested saying, hey, we have proof of them doing it 5 different times. Do you also have these like similar Facebook accounts or similar people who have claimed to be robbed or had to do police reports? This is most likely our guy. And this is a lot of things, all just in general. Like, this is a lot. They're saying, if I want to take this opportunity to remind all residents of Bergen County about the importance of exercising caution and vigilance when engaging in online transactions. While various online platforms offer a convenient way to buy and sell property, they also present opportunities for exploration by dishonest individuals. If you use a social media or an online platform to arrange a transaction, and like I was saying to you guys before, meet at a safe exchange zone, which is a designated area that is usually equipped with security cameras and may be offered at your local police department. Basically saying, please report people, please be careful. And this is like something I've also heard ongoing for other locations still. Not only on these police reports, but other spots as well. So please, everyone, be careful for any product you guys may go and do. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We do have the Twitter and Twitch room down below in case you guys like to follow. And once again, please always be careful when dealing with buying stuff and getting stuff online. I want you guys to be safe rather than sorry.